India is expected to soon overtake China as the largest overseas production base for South Korea's Hyundai Motor Group as the combined cumulative production of Hyundai Motor and Kia in the country. And Hyundai has announced its plans to introduce 5 new electric cars in India by 2032. This move is part of the company's strategic expansion plans, with a focus on capitalizing on India's growing automotive market and promoting electrification. How are Hyundai's attempts to shock the EV industry? Welcome to Evolutionary. Join us as we'll dive into Hyundai's action taking place in India, and what might be the 5 cars introduced. Hyundai's rising popularity. Hyundai Motor Group, which includes Kia and Genesis, surpassed GM, Nissan, and Stellantis in annual volume last year to become the world's 3rd largest automaker. As the fight for EVs heats up in 2023, the automobile group has maintained its momentum. Hyundai continues to increase sales in the United States, its largest market, setting another monthly record in July. In July, Hyundai Motor sold approximately 20,000 EVs worldwide, with the Ioniq 5 and Ioniq 6 accounting for roughly 65% of EV sales. Meanwhile, Kia sold over 10,500 EVs globally in June, between its first dedicated EV, the EV6, and its new flagship EV9 electric SUV. Hyundai revealed during its 2023 annual investor day that it would invest over $30 billion to expedite the transition to electric vehicles. With a new dedicated EV platform, improved batteries, and production capabilities, the fresh funds will help the company meet its target of selling 2 million EVs by 2030. India, a potentially big EV market. Its most recent plans include a push into India, which is the 3rd largest auto market in 2022, as it transitions to an EV future. So, Yuisin Chung, the executive chair of Hyundai Motor Group, visited India to review the company's strategy in the country. In last year alone, India sold 4.76 million new vehicles, trailing only the United States and China. By the end of the decade, the passenger automobile market alone is expected to exceed 5 million units. However, the country is making a concerted effort to promote electric automobiles. The Indian government intends for electric vehicles to account for 30% of total car sales by 2030, which could equal to more than 1.5 million EVs. Hyundai is increasing its R&D hub, with an emphasis on electrification, autonomous driving, and the development of voice recognition technology in local Indian languages. This will include a new test facility, the development of which began last year. One of Hyundai's primary initiatives is the launch of a tiny EV designed exclusively for the Indian market beginning in 2050. This new tiny EV is expected to be based on the popular Creta model and is now undergoing prototype testing. The corporation will gradually roll out additional EV models and purpose-built vehicles in addition to the tiny EV, with the goal of providing Indian consumers with a varied variety of options. Hyundai currently sells 2 electric vehicles in India, the Kona EV and the Ioniq 5. Chung emphasized that if Hyundai is to be a first mover, it must respond quickly with EVs that meet customer expectations. The carmaker intends to launch 5 electric vehicles by 2032. Hyundai also wants to increase the number of EV charging stations in India, recognizing the value of a well-established charging infrastructure. The corporation intends to build 439 EV charging stations across the country by 2027. 3 upcoming Hyundai cars. Hyundai India may introduce 3 new cars in the coming months. These new launches, which focus on visual appeal, kit levels, and performance, are based on 3 popular Hyundai vehicles: a hatchback, sedan, and SUV. The new Hyundai i20, the Creta facelift, and possibly the Verna N-Line are all on the list. Here's a more in-depth look. New Hyundai i20. Let's talk about the new Hyundai i20 first. It is getting a facelift that will make it even more enticing. The new i20, which was just announced globally, has some substantial cosmetic updates, including new, more appealing wheels. There is a hint that the India spec vehicle may have a different set of wheels. The new i20 will have redesigned bumpers, improved headlamps, and updated taillights. A few things on the inside would also be changed to improve the passenger experience. The international version includes an advanced driver assistance system. However, it is unclear whether this would be accessible on the India spec model. The engine lineup would be the same as the current model, with a turbocharged 1.0-liter engine that also powers the N-line variation and a 1.2 naturally aspirated petrol. Hyundai discontinued the diesel engine earlier this year and is not anticipated to be revived. CVT, DCT, and manual transmissions will be available. Hyundai Creta facelift. Then Creta. Since its introduction, the Creta has been one of the most popular mid-size SUVs on the market. It is now getting a facelift to conform to Hyundai's new design philosophy. The new Creta may resemble something straight out of the Palisade, and not in a bad way. The pictures show a revised back, new taillights, and a new front bumper on the 2019 Creta. Inside, we should expect a revamped dashboard, as well as a slew of new technologies such as 360-degree cameras and advanced driver assistance system. We also anticipate the same powertrain options as previously, including the freshly announced 1.5 turbo petrol. Hyundai Verna N-Line. After the i20 and Venue N-Lines, Hyundai's performance-focused sub-brand could launch the Verna N-Line here. Though we have had no official word of confirmation on this yet, a test mule has been spotted on the roads with red brake calipers and a black roof, upping anticipations and hope. The Verna N-Line could be based on the top-of-the-line Verna and is likely to be powered by the powerful 1.5-liter turbo petrol engine, mated to either a 6-speed manual or a 7-speed DCT. These, along with the new Verna's capable chassis and the N-line suspension, could make for an extremely agile, great-to-handle sedan. Why Hyundai's electric cars stand out in India. Now we know some of the Hyundai spills, but what makes the Hyundai EV so well received in India? To begin, both the recent Kona EV and Ioniq 5 have impressive ranges from their lithium-ion batteries, which alleviates range worries. The Kona EV has a range of 452 kilometers on a single charge, while the Ioniq 5 has a range of 631 kilometers in optimum conditions. Second, the high ground clearance of these Hyundai electric vehicles makes them suited for India's difficult road conditions. Drivers can easily and comfortably manage potholes, uneven roads, and speed bumps. Besides that, these cars are fast charging compatible, allowing for speedy and efficient charging. With 50 kilowatt DC fast chargers, these EVs can charge from 0 to 80% in about 57 minutes. The battery pack on the Ioniq 5 is even compatible with a 350 kilowatt DC fast charger, allowing for a 10 to 80% charge in just 18 minutes. Furthermore, passenger comfort is prioritized in Hyundai's electric vehicles. Both the Kona EV and the Ioniq 5 offer plenty of space and comfort for front and rear seat passengers, with plenty of knee, head, and shoulder room for 5 people. The electric global modular platform of the Ioniq 5 creates a flat floor, making greater room for the middle passenger in the back. Finally, the customers can rely on Hyundai's nationwide sales and servicing network. Customers can have peace of mind knowing that they will receive uncompromised after-sales and service support with 1,350 sales locations and 1,520 service stations across India. It seems that for these reasons, Hyundai is increasingly confident about building expansion in India. Hyundai intends to put itself at the forefront of India's EV ecosystem, responding to the different needs of Indian consumers while stressing sustainability and efficiency. Other automakers, including Maruti Suzuki, have also announced intentions to launch new electric vehicles in India, highlighting the country's rising emphasis on electrification and clean transportation solutions. What do you think about these Korean cars that set their foot in India? Do you see a future with Hyundai's EVs? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe for more weekly updates on EVs.